This is a new hive. I caught them. They swarmed, and I got them in here. So it's only the second swarm that I have successfully caught. Quite happy about them, and I'm monitoring their progress. I'm glad they're happy. The queen is inside, and they seem happy. I gave them some honey that I borrowed from some of the other hives over here, and they're happy so far. You can tell because of if they weren't happy, you would hear a different sound inside. And the reason they would be unhappy is if the queen was not there or if she was dead. Queen is alive and in there, and that's why they're just going about their normal business. Yes, so I guess on the topic of doing whatever it is you're passionate about in life, that's sort of very close to the topic of lifestyle, work-life balance, quality of life, that sort of thing. You know, we all concern ourselves with the bottom layers of the Maslow hierarchy first, right? Maslow hierarchy is about satisfying the survival needs first, and then you want to make sure that your family's okay, and then you want to look for higher level needs, look for higher level things that you want to do in life. And that's what it's about here, you know, this area, this quality of life being in New Zealand for me. That's it. I think everyone deserves to chase their dreams and to have an opportunity. So, you know, I feel quite comfortable with my role in helping talented people find their way into New Zealand, which is welcoming talented people. At least we used to, and will again, I'm sure. It's just about this current situation with lockdowns and policies of how to manage COVID that they're wrestling with, and no country seems to have done very well, to be honest. A lot of confusing policies have arisen, and doesn't seem like anyone really has a very clear idea of what to do. But I can't affect that. What I can do is help people make their lives better if part of that process of making your life better, if that includes going to another place. So I help people get into New Zealand and Australia because we share the same umbrella, the same job market. We go back and forth between Australia and New Zealand with our workers, and we don't need special documents for that. We can just travel and set up the documents in a couple of days with the banks and so on, and pay our taxes locally, and we're done. Once you get citizenship, that's an easy thing to do. And of course, clearing lockdown these days is part of that process, even for us. But in normal times, we just go and start working, you know, within days. So the option for people who want to come to either New Zealand or Australia, it's basically the same. I treat it the same way. We prepare in the same way. We engage the market in the same way, and we get success in the same way. So that's how it's done. As well, what I have found out from people that I've worked with, it's working in Europe as well. Any company that speaks English as their hiring process, which is basically all the big corporates and most of the larger companies that have international business, if they're looking for someone who's in an English-speaking role, the chances are they're going to hire that person with an English-speaking process. So in this case, my systems apply equally there. So I know of one person from South Africa who is a very highly qualified engineer, a lot of experience and so on, and we prepared for New Zealand. And he used that same preparation to get into Holland. And I'm not surprised at all, because of course it's the same process. What do they want to know? They want to know exactly what we prepare for. My preparation is around the point of view of what hiring decision makers need to know, confident hiring decision. So I go through that process. If you have any questions, just send your CV to me and I'll explain how it can work. New Zealand, Australia, Europe, US, Canada, anywhere in the world that hires according to an English-speaking process, as long as it's not a full-blown dictatorship, they're going to have the principles of free market and ethics, work ethic, and so on. So that's the game. It's really all about appealing to the hiring decision makers' need to make a good hiring decision and confident one. So that's what we prepare for. Now, why why this particular time before the holiday season is interesting? I think it's an interesting time for people now to consider taking some action because, number one, you're going to have time to prepare. Usually, most of you, most of us, we have more time in the holiday season. That's what it's for, right? You're supposed to take time out, relax, be with the family, do things that you like, enjoy doing, or prepare for the future with part of that time. So that's where I can come in and help, preparing for the future with part of the time of your holiday. Now, the other thing is something that I found over and over again, and I'm sure it's true. The holiday season is a great time to approach hiring managers or people in the decision process at places of employment. Why? Because people are friendly, they're chatty, they're in a positive mood, they're willing to share. It's true, it happens like that. Are they willing to make a hiring decision? Well, no, not a hiring decision, not during the holidays. But what they are willing to do is open the door for a warm call after the holidays. So this is a very real target. Anyone in marketing, I don't care what kind of marketing you're doing, if you're doing direct marketing to people, people to people marketing, anyone will tell you that a warm call with someone that you already have had contact, positive contact with, someone who respects your profile, you're going to have an easier time to call that person back and make that contact again later. So that's what you can do, is set things up using this time in the holidays, create some warm contacts with hiring managers or anyone in the decision tree now during the holiday season, and when the borders open, which we hope is soon, or whenever they open, you've got warm contacts to call back, and the first thing you do in your callback is reference them. Say, look, remember this great preparation that I've given you a couple of months ago. Remember your response about that. It was really great to hear that response, and I do look forward to meeting you. And guess what? The border announcement has happened, as you probably know, and I'm making flights now. So let's follow through on that decision to meet, or whatever it was that the response was. Maybe it was call me when you plan to come. I'm calling you, yeah, and I look forward to meeting you. Any opportunity that I have for meeting you during the period of this time, whatever it is, that's a much better call to make, isn't it? You can imagine. It's your second time you're contacting this person, and you're getting feedback 2 times. All right, so the second time you actually make the meeting date. That is one option for people that are willing to explore. Now, here's the other aspect which is coming into play. Let's say you don't know exactly where you want to go. Oh, I want to go to New Zealand, but if another opportunity comes up, I'll go there. Okay, perfect. Let's set it up. See, I'm not an immigration agent. I don't need to bind myself to the rules of a different country. I don't get involved in that. In fact, I partner up with agents who I find to be the best in any country. I've got a really good agent that I work with in Australia. I've got a really good agent that I work with in New Zealand. And if you don't have an agent in another country, I can find one for you. I know what to look for, but it doesn't mean that you have to use my any contact that I've got. You can use anyone. It doesn't matter. I'm on the job side, and I'll work with anyone. So anyone that you're currently working with, or if you don't know of someone and if you need someone, I'll find one for you. Or if you prefer not to have anyone, that's fine too. Do your own agent work. Do your own immigration process with the documents. That's fine too. So as far as, I guess, the strategy could be, prepare now, contact companies in New Zealand and Australia, get a sense of their responses, and let that help you understand where you want to go, whether it's New Zealand, Australia, Canada, or Holland, or Switzerland, or Germany, or wherever it is you want to. And then start narrowing it down to the agency side of things, or to the document side of things. Yeah? So it makes sense, right? If the number one thing you need to do for immigration is to find a job, right? That's the main thing, and that's also the most difficult thing, and that's also the thing that will make the biggest difference in your landing in how you enter the country and how you live your first years in the country with you and your family and your children and so on. If that's the biggest thing, and if that's the most challenging thing, start with it. Begin there. Begin with the jobs. I can help you out there. I have answers. So here's the offer. Send your CV to me with your status and your goals. Let me know if you're ready to immigrate or when you're ready, and let me know what your goals are, and I'll respond based on what I see in your CV. I might have questions or I might have answers. I might have a little bit of both. But you'll get something from me that's helpful based on experience of many years doing this thing for talented people, and getting responses that lead to meetings, that lead to job offers, that lead to the new life, that lead to things like this, enjoying life and being, doing the things you're passionate about with your family and, that sort of thing. So it's full circle. It's full circle. I'm happy to help you on the job side accomplish your life goals if that's what you're looking for. So, thank you very much.